Howdy y'all, Fuzzy Biker here. We're in the Fuzzy Biker garage, I guess, and a row of bikes here. What we're going to do is I'm going to do a little video on the Dunlop Trailmax Mission tires that I have on this motorcycle. I currently have one on the back. I've got 9,000 miles on it, and it's wearing very well. 9,000 miles. I think I drive 60-75% of my miles are on gravel, so it's done very well. This is the original Seat front tire that came with the motorcycle, so 13,500 on that. It's actually, if I didn't do gravel, I'd probably let it go a little longer, but I think it needs changed. Gravel is hard on tires and you know, sharp things. But anyway, I'm going to replace it with this hot rod tire. I'm going to take the front tire off the bike, throw it in the car, take all that to Baxters Cycle. They're going to flip it on there, put that new tire on there for me, and then I'll do some riding on it, and I'll get back to you guys on how it is and how it performs. Alright, we're back from Baxters Cycle, and they got my tire. Well, there it is. So I'm going to get this on that bike over yonder, and then we will go take this hot rod for a ride. Wahoo! Tires on. I think everything's right. Everything seems right. Okay, so I put about 65 miles on that tire last night. Rode into the dark. Just had a ball with it. It's got a very good feel on the road so far. My goal is to put a couple hundred miles on it, 300, 400, 500 miles on it in the next couple days, and then I'll get back to y'all on that. Let's get out there and do it. Wahoo! Alrighty, so I've shot this video over about a week's time. This is the front tire that I put on. It's got over 1,000 miles on it now. The rubbies, the little sticky things are gone on the middle, still on the sides. You can still see some color on the edge, but I've got a lot of good use out of it already. 1,000 miles, like I said, over 1,000 actually. Here's the back tire. It's got over 10,000 miles on it now. Look at that tread. Pretty darn good, isn't it? It's getting close. Wear indicator right there. It's still off of that by plenty. So I'm guessing I can get another couple thousand out of that easy. And Baxter's has those in stock, so I can give a new one whenever I need it. But this is a Dunlop Trailmax Mission. Again, like I said, I bought the tires for the back in particular, but for the front as well, because of these thick lugs on the side, the very heavy tread, and the fact that it has this the compound used, particularly on the back tire. They rate them on a scale, and apparently 84, which is what the back is. I think it was 84 or 87. I think it was 84. It's supposed to be very hard, one of the hardest tires in the industry. And there's those big lugs I'm talking about. And so that's what I wanted. I wanted a tire that would wear well. The front tire is rated at a 67, I think. And the idea is that it wears, you know, usually you have two tires and the back one wears out and the back one wears out, and then you change the front one. The idea is the front one will wear out a little quicker, but you get better gripping because you got a softer rubber and that kind of stuff. So how does the tire work? I'll start with pavement. I love it on pavement. These tires on pavement are just spectacular. I did 200 miles yesterday. I did 200 miles the day before on pavement. So I've got at least 500 miles of pavement on that front tire, and it just rolls so smooth. I mean, I just love it. I just love it. Same with the back tire. I have had no trouble with that on pavement at all. Actually, I really enjoyed it. They work kind of like a street tire on pavement. When you're rolling down the driveway, you can kind of feel it, you know, clunk, clunk, clunking because of the heavy lugging. But once you get moving, it's just like a good old street tire. On gravel, I love them on gravel, particularly the front tire, and I'm going to tell you why. It's got more mass. So when we put this tire on, one of the reasons I bought it was heavy. We also put an extra heavy inner tube in there. The inner tube is a Michelin inner tube. Jeremy at Baxter showed it to me. It was twice the weight of the normal one. So there's a lot of mass in there. And a 21-inch tire rolling at speed, there's a lot of gyroscopic force, and that really helps the tire stay upright, helps the bike stay upright. And so what I found is going down gravel roads, this bike that's handled great already with the Seat tire on the front, the worn out Seat, it just handles so much better. it just cuts right through that gravel humps, mounds, ruts, whatever I've run into. It just goes right through it and over it. I mean, more stable than before, much more stable than before. It is heavier, so immediately when I started driving this, you know, I had the old wore out Seat. The Seat's a lighter tire, and then it was wore out, so it's extra light. Immediately the first thing I thought was, wow, this is a heavy steering tire, and it was. And but now at 1,000 miles or over 1,000, I can't really, it's become automatic. The heaviness has become an attribute that I've enjoyed because of its stability. Iowa's full of a lot of long, straight gravel roads, and even our curvy ones aren't that curvy, so these tires have just been a joy. Like I said, over 10,000 on that back one. Isn't that amazing? I got a screw in the back of this thing one day. Actually, that's the spot right there. 3-inch long screw. I'll try to put a picture of that in there. And I just tore the tube to pieces, but we got it fixed. I've never had a flat on the front that I can remember anyway. And I certainly haven't had one on this bike. But, okay, how about dirt? On dirt, it's just a joy. It rolls right through dirt. Rutty roads, things like that, it just chops them right up. I mean, it's increased the stability of the motorcycle. It holds itself upright at speed much better, and I truly enjoy that. It's made the bike, for the kind of riding I do, it's made the bike much more suitable, you know, much better. The only real problems I've had were with the back tire, and that was, I got the tire in the fall, I think. Well, it was still winter. And on days where the temperature was close to freezing, below 40, anything below 40, I'd get on gravel and the back tire felt like it was gone flat, and I'd have to, you know, I'd stop and look at it and it was fine, and got air pressure sensors on there, and they said I had plenty of air and the kick that, you know, all that stuff. And I get on pavement and it was just fine, but on the gravel, on dirt and pavement it was just fine, but on gravel I had a lot of trouble with that back tire. It really felt like you're on marbles. So that's really the one area I've had trouble with this tire. Look at that big chunk out of it right there. In the rain, I've had this quite a bit of rain, not the front one but the back one. I haven't ridden the front one in the rain yet. The tire on the back were it was just excellent, no trouble at all. I just loved it. So anyway, conclusion for the Royal Enfield Himalayan, I've had Seats front and back, which were good tires. They clogged up with mud pretty bad. And they were light and they wore out fast. The back one wore out at 4,400. The front one wore out, I think, with 13.5 when I changed it. I put these on. I've got over 10,000 on the back tire. I've got over 1,000 on the front. They seem to work very well. I don't do mud, and what little mud I have done, the back tire cleared out just fine, and I have not done mud on the front. But my conclusion is these are great tires for Himalayan. If you got these tires in your Himalayan, you can't go wrong. I think for this motorcycle, it's a beautiful thing. Anyway, get yourself out there and ride. I'm going to go do the same. Wahoo!